Hey, Coach Santiago here. Uh, Welcome to the program. I want to get you some information as far as how we actually continue our communication after the call. So, as you're going through your week, your month, your year, I want to point out some real easy ways to make sure that we can kind of communicate. Communication will be the key of everything. Both me to you and you to me will be very, very important. So, I want to just kind of share with you some boundaries and some things that we need to talk about in regards to how we're going to do that. Number one, as I mentioned in one of the videos you should have already seen, with your Skype account, if you download that application to your smartphone and have it open and running, anytime I send you a text or a file, I can send that right through Skype. So Skype is going to be huge for us to be able to communicate and communicate effectively. Um, so that'll be a means of communication. You can also send me messages, and they'll pop up on my phone. I have a screenshot here I'll share with you. I think I actually have a message there now. So as you can see, if I can find that, there's the Skype emblem right there, and there's one message. So the reason I like to use Skype to communicate is that it allows the minutia of all of our days, whether it's emails, other random texts that come in from people. That's a system that I use specifically for my clients, and we can communicate with each other. So I know that that particular message right there is from a client that I'm working with, because those are the only people I generally contact through Skype. So Skype messages. You obviously, now being a part of the program, have unlimited text directly to me. So you can text me at any time. Obviously, if it's after, let's say, 8 p.m. during the week, or I would say late afternoon on the weekends, just understand it may take me a little bit of time to get back to you, because those are some times that I spend with my family. Generally speaking, though, if you send me a text, you can expect a response relatively quickly, at least within that day, depending on what I have going on. But that's a great way to get a hold of me as well. Email, I would say, is probably the last way. If you want an immediate response, if there's a lot you want to say and you want to kind of put it in an email, that's fine. Generally speaking, 24 to 48 hours. I don't spend a whole lot of time on emails, but you can send me emails as well. That'll be a good sense of communication. Obviously, you can always leave me a voicemail. Everybody here has access to my phone number. As a private member, I've given you access to my private cell phone number. Feel free to call me, leave me a message. I'll return it usually within a timely basis. Just so that you guys know, there are going to be times where I'm out of commission. I'm just at an event, somebody's getting married, it's the holiday, whatever the case might be. I will make sure that you know what days I'm kind of off the grid and what days I'm on the grid. I don't take this relationship lightly. So your accessibility to me is very, very important. It's one of the unique values that I provide. So barring a vacation or an emergency or family emergency, generally I'm accessible, and I want you guys to feel comfortable contacting me. And like I said before, the blackout dates, meaning I'm not going to be available. I will definitely reach out to you far enough in advance where hey, from this date to this date, I may be out of the country, I may be working at an event. There may be a delay in getting back to you. It's just one of those things. And if you can do the same for me, it'd be great as well. If you're leaving the country and you can't really respond to something, let me know that as well. Emergencies. What do I consider to be emergencies? Well, emergencies to me, are when decisions have to be made. So if you get a time-sensitive email or a time-sensitive conversation where somebody's putting pressure on you to make a decision, that's an emergency. I get questions all the time of, Coach, can I call you? What's an emergency? What's not an emergency? So I know if I can call you or text you or whatnot. And so, you want to make sure that, not everything's an emergency, obviously. So for me, a couple of examples would be decision-making time. If somebody gives you a time-sensitive decision, that's an emergency. We should talk. We should set something up immediately. If there's an injury concern, obviously as a part of the program, we have a physical therapist on staff that can at least ask some diagnostic questions and help your family through that process. So if that's an issue, let's communicate that as well. Let's try to get somebody on the horn that specializes in working with athletes that can help guide you through whatever the next step should be based on the symptoms that you'll be able to share with that person. And then, you guys will always have access to my schedule. You'll have a direct access portal to my schedule, and based on your availability, based on whatever needs you have for that particular week, month, etc., go on there anytime and schedule. Okay. However, as you schedule, make sure you're being descriptive about what the call is going to be about, so I can be in the best position to service you for that particular time slot that we're working together. Looking forward to working with you moving forward. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me.